emotional subject, we're going to pass out some things. And I'm going to wait to explain the passing out after everyone has got it out.
You have a sheet with everybody's name on it?
What's your name? Garrett?
Garrett.
Okay. What is this?
Everybody got one? The first picture is a picture of an abortion procedure. That's yours to keep. The second thing in the packet is the beginning survey. I'm going to collect the beginning survey and the ending survey at the conclusion of the presentation. The beginning survey is how you feel right now about abortion, and you just answer those questions at the end. After we finish, if anything has changed, you answer that, and I'm going to collect that.
Abortion is when you terminate the baby's body from the mother's womb. Going through the abortion process is not safe for women. It makes the woman's cervix dilated, which makes in further pregnancies will result in miscarriage or premature delivery. It punctures the uterus and can cause infections in the blood box. Not only will abortion kill a baby, but it leaves the woman with emotional scars. At the moment, not at the exact moment would she show emotional scars, but you would notice that she starts to feel guilty and she will be very depressed and start to have suicidal thoughts. Abortion methods varies on how many weeks the baby is in the womb. In 8 weeks, the abortionist will use the menstrual extraction method, where the cervix is dilated and scrapes the womb. In 12 weeks, the most commonly used method is the suction aspiration, which requires anesthesia. It dilates the cervix quickly. Then a small knife is inserted in the womb and it tears the fetus into small pieces. 18 weeks, the abortionist used the dilation and evacuation method. It's sort of like a suction aspiration, but instead of having a loop-shaped knife, this knife has teeth and it tears and twists the bones of the fetus. This process is repeated until the baby is destroyed. Also, they used a method called salt poisoning, where they insert saline solution into the baby's womb, into the baby's sac, and the baby eats the saline solution and poisons the baby. When the baby is still in the womb, another example is C-section, where they will cut to the umbilical cord while the baby is still in the womb, causing the baby to suffocate. After 30 weeks, they use partial birth abortion, where they pull the baby out by the legs, except the head, and jam scissors into the skull and suck the brains out, causes the baby to have brain collapse. Through all these methods, the mother's womb is very damaged. That's why it's not safe for a woman to have an abortion.
All right. Before you guys go on, can I get the names, please?
Oh.
Next one, the video questions. So Shilysha.
You got ready down. How you spell it?
Khalil, Garrett, and Princess.
Yes, ma'am.
images.
Is that the loudest it can get?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll start next question.
In this
Yeah, I don't think so.
Y'all good? Worse?
Yep.
Okay. It got worse.
My name is Garreth Carpenter. I'm here to ask any questions that you may have on abortion, and if not, I will present facts to you on abortion. Are there any questions? Yeah.
Is there like a time, like that like the doctor would not want the baby to be aborted, right? Like, too late?
There's no specific time, actually.
In the state of North Carolina, what's the legal?
I don't know this. I don't know by state, but I know as far as when you are aborting your baby, that the heartbeat forms within the first 22 months, or not 22. Whoa, it's 22 days. In the first 22 weeks of having a baby. And me, I haven't really set my views on it yet because I'm up in the air on it. Because I feel like if a person is raped or incest, that if one, you're already emotionally damaged, and you're not gonna at the time make the right choice to either abort it or to keep the child. But at the same token, my problem is that when they do choose to get an abortion, they usually, later on in life, have to deal with it. Like, they regret their decisions. And also, with me, it's like, if you're killing a human being, like, that could technically be the next president of the United States, the way how I look at it. And if you're gonna kill a child, then you're just setting us back to just about medieval times when you're saying that we couldn't technically keep a child because we either couldn't afford it, couldn't provide for it. But yet there are so many different options as far as abortion, people that can help, not abortion, adoption, people that can help out, and, got a question.
Yeah, I thought it was illegal to get an abortion in North Carolina.
Who said that? Okay. Be quiet.
I just wanted to know how many weeks you could get an abortion in the state of North Carolina.
I didn't look it up for North Carolina. I apologize.
So what's the highest
What's the highest?
that you found in the prostration? I looked up mainly stuff on my views. Like, I
after
just want
20.
to know if a lady at 6 months could abort her baby, or 5 months.
No.
You can't
After 20 weeks of baby can survive outside the mother's womb, which is the time that most doctors would not want you to abort a baby. And being that 88% of most women abort their child within the first trimester, which makes it pretty rare for them to do it anytime after that. And it's also a cool or a pretty neat statistic that as many times as you may see on TV and how they ostracize Black women or Latinos on getting abortions, the white population specifically Protestants and Catholics, percentage-wise, get more abortions than African-American females. For the most part, unless anybody else had any questions.
The big debate about abortions is the fact that they say the baby isn't a baby until it's fully developed. Do you think that even though you know what it is still considered murder? Like regardless of the fact if it's fully developed or not, if it's a fetus or a full-grown baby?
My view on that is in being that your heartbeat begins on the 21st day after contraception, you're killing a human being. And I feel like you should have 21 days, if not being raped or incest, to abort that baby. I mean, people have unprotected sex. You're risking it right there. Another cool statistic is that women that take birth control pills are more likely, have been more likely to get abortions than, and more likely to get pregnant than people that aren't on birth control.
Hello, my name is Perez. Excuse my voice, kind of lost it. I'm here to elaborate on the word abortion. What do y'all think the word abortion really means?
To leave something alone, or to leave it out to God, or to leave it. Yeah, to leave it.
Anybody else? Well, the word abortion means to abort, miscarry, or end a pregnancy prematurely. That's what it means. And basically, it's two types of abortion. It's a therapeutic abortion, and it's an elective abortion. And a therapeutic abortion is an abortion that basically you're having an abortion for a reason, to protect the mother and her health. You're not doing it because you want to kill your baby. And an elective abortion is just because you don't want to have the baby at all. And I have two different views. I have conservative views and liberal views. And basically, a conservative view is basically you're killing a human being, you're killing a human life, even if it's a fetus or not. And the liberal view is that women should have the right to do anything regarding their body, and that the government should have the right to afford it and have safe procedures for abortions. Like I know here in the state of North Carolina, you have to pay for a procedure of an abortion. But I know in some states you don't have to do that. Like for the state of New York, they have clinics and health centers where you can go and get a free abortion if you would like to. So that's what I found very interesting.
You feel like, did anybody feel like abortion should be free? All of it should be free?
I think so.
I know people, it's so up in the air that people don't even want it to be legal, that it's going to be tough enough for it to be reasonably priced if they even do try to implement it. That's what I feel.
You think that taxpayers should pay for abortions?
I don't think so.
They already are.
Yeah.
Taxpayers are already paying for abortion. Abortion is, being that it's spent like taxpayers' money, it's just like a war in the Middle East. We're spending money, we're going to spend money on it regardless if they want us to know about it or not. You got a question?
You said that, what's that statistic say about most women that get abortions? Is there like Catholics or something?
Yes, Catholic and Protestant.
That's right. It's like, it's against their beliefs.
43% are Protestant and 27% are Catholic that get abortions.
That's sad. Even in like Jeremiah 29:11, God said, you eat before you can push in the stomach. So that's kind of like being a hypocrite.
It really is. And that's why there's so much controversy on this subject, because there are so many people out there, even as far as religion is concerned, that will say that they're one thing, but when it all comes down to it and it happens to them, they're in shock and they have to do it. There really isn't a way around it for some people. And I mean, like, if you can lay down and have a baby and be ready for that baby, then go for it. But if you're gonna have unprotected sex, not take birth control, not be on any kind of contraception or any kind of pill or anything, then you need to have a way to provide if anything were to happen to that baby. If anything were to happen to you to have a baby, is it worse to kill the baby while it's in your womb or wait till it gets out and struggle?
I don't know how true it is, but recently I heard that, like, if you don't want a baby, you don't want your child, you can legally place it, like, give it to well, not donate it because it is a baby, but like, you can have your child and like leave it somewhere like a hospital, police station, something that's equipped with like people that help the community instead of killing it. So how do you feel about
Give it up for adoption for the.
Yeah, I think in the state of North Carolina, you can just leave.
Yeah, you could like just go to the hospital and just like hand it over to like the receptionist or something with no questions asked. So that's kind of like the better alternative other than killing your baby. But then it was stated that the mother still has to carry the baby for the 9 months. But if you have an alternative not to kill it, why just not go ahead and just give it up? No questions asked, no personal information. You just hand your baby over to somebody that works with the community.
If you're 14,
Yes.
if you're 14 and you're pregnant, how does that affect you mentally in school? As a woman, how does that affect you?
As a woman, like, say if I was 14,
Say you're 14.
or my child was 14.
No, say you're 14 in school and you're pregnant.
I mean, I know people that's like that. This little girl I grew up with, she was 14 and was pregnant. She died twice while giving the baby, but she is alive now. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But they had her back to life. But I mean, if you're old enough, if you think you're grown enough to sit down there, to lay down and have sex unprotectedly and not use birth control, then you better women up and you better have that baby. I'm against abortions. Like, no questions asked. Like, if I was to have a baby and I'm 14, I would probably, I'm keeping my child, but in a sense of me don't like giving my baby away will probably be a better option because I'm a baby myself. Like, I can't even take care of my own self. So I would give my baby up, but still have it.
I feel like it would create an issue if it's known that you can just, just have it and then give it up. Because I feel like it would just start happening. You would see it so much more. You have the babies, they have to grow up, and then you got so many babies that grew up and they don't know where their moms are. Now they don't know where their moms or their dads are. And you just got, and then society will kind of, I feel like it would start being infiltrated. And I feel like it would just be a bad situation.
But that's the thing, like, I'm against it for the simple fact, like, he just said they're growing up. You're giving them a chance to grow up. Instead of just like, I don't want it, you can have it, or you can kill it. You're giving the baby that opportunity to grow up. Yes, it's bad not to ever have known your mother or your father, but you have somebody that was willing to take you in and give you that nurture that you probably wouldn't have got if you was with like your real parents or something because they're doing whatever.
But who says that all like foster parents and homes are good and all of that? Like most people that get adopted, they look for their birth parents.
Not saying that it's like all adoption places are good, but would you rather have a good would you rather have a life that you can actually make something out of it, or a life that you have no chance in? Like, I'd rather be, if I'm being adopted, I can be in a bad place, but at least I have a chance to like change around.
You're right, but I wouldn't want to have a child just out there that I know that I just gave up that's gonna be wondering where's their mother, and not just know, oh, I just gave it up, but they could do something with their life. Like, no, like, that's gonna be on my conscience, that's gonna be on their conscience too. It's not right.
But my thing of it is, who are we? Who gave us the power to decide whether this baby has the chance to live in this world or not? Like, we don't have that power to decide, okay, well, I don't want it, I don't think he's gonna make it, just kill it.
We do have that.
We have,
That's what we have.
apparently we do, we've been killing people for years.
Exactly.
Is it right?
There's a baby.
Yeah, that's
Is it right?
It's
I
not
don't think it's right to
But we
take
killing
it.
people as guns and fighting.
Yeah.
They're killing people as a sense of not giving somebody a chance to live and to have hope into anything. People dying now, we're not even gonna tell you that, but that's just two different things.
Mhm.
I think that hope, what she just said, hope is probably a big factor too. Like, if you don't see that the baby will have any hope in the future, then I guess it just tears you apart inside just to even think about that decision. That's why I feel like the mother is the only person that can make that choice. Like, I don't think anybody from the outside can make that for them. But I feel like it should just be up to the mother and only the mother. But she has the choice to either carry it or, you know, let her baby live. So that, I don't know. I feel like it's,
Does your judgment change if you're incest or rape? Does your judgment change? Like, say you were damaged while having sex. Say your body was damaged while you were having sex, and your baby wasn't going to be like mature. Like, it may have some special needs issues because of the situation of you being raped or incest. Would you at that point still keep the baby?
Yes.
You would, knowing that the baby would struggle growing up.
I wouldn't. I mean, my cousin is autistic and he's doing perfectly fine. I wouldn't base it off if he's gonna have or she's gonna have mental challenges or other challenges to face for the simple fact, like I said earlier, is other alternatives other than having an abortion.
I'm not talking about just autistic. I did.
I mean, any mental challenges. It's possible to still succeed.
What?
Right before you guys get ready to wrap up, while you're counting it, I'm assuming you're going to count it and give us the results. Okay, so before you do that, Ms. Simmons, you want to say something?
Yeah.